All the manufacturers are going electric, so is Renault, and this is the all-new Renault Megane E-Tech, so the EV of the Renault Megane, but it has nothing to do platform-wise with the so far Megane. This one here sharing a platform with the Nissan Ariya. Very interesting, definitely, because Renault and Nissan obviously have this cooperation. Here you can see in the front the Renault logo, two-dimensional, also in a new style. Sensors are being hidden behind it. This one here also with a special golden styling and this dot structure there in the front. So kind of sporty look actually, rather upright whole front. And this is a rather short vehicle with 4 meters 21 or 166 inches, and you can see, what is it actually? Is it crossover? Has it some kind of van atmosphere? Is it just a compact hatch or a small hatch? It's actually very short, so maybe something in between or something on its own. Interesting that on the side profile we can see a very distinctive design, contrasting black roof in this version than here, integrated rear door handles, soon more to that. And also very sporty wheel arches painted here in high gloss black and together with the biggest 20-inch wheels that are available. There will be 2 battery sizes available, 40 or 60 kilowatt hours net, and the projected range will be 190 or 290 miles. So, you know, yeah, some 300 kilometers or 470 kilometers, so always substantial range, especially if you go for the bigger battery pack. Then in the rear we can see here light strip going all the way across the vehicle. This new Renault logo as well, really more modern definitely now. This one will be the hatch opener, soon going to show you that as well. And once again here in this special version, the golden contrast strip. Now maybe as a color change here, there is a red one for you. You can also see, for example, the daytime running light and a very striking red color. So far, really like the color choices they have here too. Or what about a white one, where, for example, this contrasting black lower dot grille has even stronger contrast. Interesting technology detail, they will use multi-link rear axle, so you will have more comfort at the rear, especially if you compare it with other models. So this is not that common in this rather short segment, so that's actually quite good. Top speed will be 160 kilometers an hour or 100 miles an hour. That's, I think, also decent for this front-wheel driven EV. And would say, let's take a look under the hood. Will we have a frunk or something? No, there's no frunk. You can see there will be 2 different power versions, 130 or 218 horsepower. The bigger one, or the stronger one, 7.4 seconds in the acceleration figure, and is also connected to the bigger battery. These door handles here, they come out, otherwise they're closed. And here, this side part, this is then for the classic control when you use the real key. Maybe, yeah, if something loses power or something. Then let's take a look at the interior here. This is a very interesting structure, so new materials are being used also here. This one, however, on the top part is hard pack. This one then is soft touch, and this one here also soft then for your elbows. At least some galvanization here at the window levers and reasonable door pockets. And an all new interior with capacitive buttons, hashtag capacitive curse, on the steering wheel. Well, this is a real one, but here, the capacitive button, one field. We see that with so many manufacturers. But the steering wheel itself looks quite cool with a flat bottom right there. And all digitalized interior, digital instruments, and also infotainment system. And we can see also that it basically forms this Tetris form, like in, you know, L or something. So yeah, that's very interesting. And can I tune on the volume right there? Yeah, that's always the thing you are searching for, you know, how can I tune down the volume right there? Because there's some music running. That's why we have the big microphone. Seats, in this case here, the animal skin pack, but they also have some entry-level fabric, for example, which is also then having a recycling share. Also the bottom of the car, like the floor mats and so on, use recycled materials. So they have definitely increased the share of recycled materials here in that interior. And it really looks way more modern than before, so completely new indeed. Interesting new approach here for the new Renault vehicles. And let's take a seat, see about the comfort. So, and let's also see how I can tune down this music. And yeah, this is then again capacitive here on the side. I really like to have, like, you know, real dials for that. Here on this side, they kept this one. You know, if you're a Renault customer, you know you have these dials here next to the steering wheel. They really kept the classic ones. Soon we're going to show you, because from this angle you can't see it. So let's go now with the proper seating position. I'm 1m86 or 6'1". Subscribers know. And headroom here, enough headroom left. Steering wheel can be moved up and down, in and out. Actually quite good control. And this looks really, you know, when we, for example, compare the recent Renault review we did with the Arcana, this is a really new futuristic interior. Very crisp how the instruments appear and so on. So definitely very interesting. In the top part here, this is rather hard actually here from the dashboard, but optional Harman Kardon sound system. This is something we also have to find out in a test drive or something. Here there's a so-called multi-sense button, and this one then goes to the different driving modes. Easy to pick then here at the steering wheel. That's a cool thing, like with a sports car. And there you can see also how the driving modes adapt to that: sport, comfort, eco, and so on, to give you even more boost for that. Here the cockpit overview, you can see once again this form is horizontal here and then rather vertical screen right here. Yes, we still have manual climate dials. That's good actually. So, and they have a nice clicking sound as well. So really like to have them. That's actually pretty cool. Here there's inductive charging pad then for your smartphone. You can easily access it, and also some leatherette with some contrast stitching right there. I think it's a very interesting design they found here. Let's focus on the infotainment system. And here you can see way to go, because we know it from the Polestar 2, for example. This one here is a Google infotainment system, and that's of course awesome. Wow, who would have expected that Renault goes for this one? This is really groundbreaking for the whole brand. You can still have Android Auto and also Apple CarPlay, so that's actually cool. But having this Android-based infotainment system is, of course, I mean, they are really then on the same par as Polestar and also with Tesla and no one else. And all the premium manufacturers, they have suddenly a worse infotainment system than Renault. And that's, of course, shocking. It's such an easy solution to go for the Google solution then and have, actually good speed, and especially the best voice recognition system, of course, and the best map guidance system. So way to go. We've seen so many other brands developing their own systems, spending billions of dollars or euros, and still they are super bad. This is way to go. And still, physical buttons in the lower part. Hey, this might bring a lot of customers back to Renault, indeed. In the lower part then, here, cup holders. You can adjust them with these splitters here. Then more cup holders in the front. And here, this armrest here. You can slide a little bit forward or backward. Forward then, there are two USB-C chargers hidden. You cannot see it at the moment. And here, when I open it, more space underneath. You can't see it at the moment either. But what you can see now, finally, is here this rather classic volume control. So I didn't expect that they still put this one here. And then you can also switch the songs with a turning jog here behind it. So this is a rather classic Renault element. They obviously kept that the customers still feel at home if you already have owned a Renault before. And very interesting detail. Look at that here. This is either a normal mirror, or you can switch it around, and then you have a screen when maybe like the back in the trunk everything is packed fully, and yeah, you can also watch the people at the show here. Access to the rear here integrated. Very nice solution. And then here also hardback, of course. At some point, they need to have some cost savings. And at the moment, this one is rather a dark interior, so you cannot see too much. But the real big question is, this is a short vehicle. It's a small EV. I can't believe how short it is actually from the exterior dimensions. But will I have enough legroom still? I mean, I can't imagine, but yeah, I mean, with my feet, it's a little bit close. So the seat would need to be put a little bit higher. But then you see, it's not like plentiful, but still, my knees fit in here. You can drive this car with 4 tall adults, although it's just 4.20 meters. That's really astonishing. So, very impressed by the dimensions. And of course, using the EV platform, you can very well sit in the middle here as well. There is no middle tunnel whatsoever. Of course, the battery placed all the way in the bottom of the vehicle. Also then low center of gravity for that. And What they also thought of is a special access for the battery for firefighters, that in case of a crash, and it might it is actually a big problem that when batteries catch fire or tend to catch fire, it's hard to put them out. Interesting that the manufacturer thought of that. And now the trunk, 440 liters. Let's take a look at that. You have this button right here. There you can open then the hatch. Let's see, maybe with the choker. There we go. So, see here, not too large, of course. Then here, storage for charging cable. But I mean, considering the length of the vehicle, still very well usable. So the overall usage of space, even in the front, I didn't feel cramped at all. This was overall very, very impressive. So I would say Renault is really back on track here with the new Megane EV. Or what's your take on that? Of course, competitor would be the VW ID.3. Tune into that review. I mean, but at that size, maybe even a Honda E or something. But of course, this one already offers us, actually a very good overall range, especially then if you go for the bigger battery pack. So that might then even compete with some bigger EVs as for these, and also for the feeling you have in the front. What's your take? See you in the comments.